All right, this is definitely one of the most interesting things we've tested here on the channel. This is the Purifighter Gaiya. This is a portable reverse osmosis water filtration system built for travel, for van life, for road trips, and even for camping. And yes, it can filter water from rivers and lakes.
Wow.
Yes. Now, I'll say this up front. We are not water filtration systems experts.
Not quite. We're close.
We're coming at this, though, as real users. We're going to test this live, and we're going to really tell you what we think about how it works, how easy it is to use, and if it's something we'd recommend. And the reason we're doing this is Purifighter actually sent this unit to us to review, and this video is not sponsored in any way. They want feedback. That's what they really were after here. They want to hear what we think. They want to hear what we like about it, what we don't like about it, as just normal day-to-day users.
As normal water lovers.
So we're going to just check it out. We're going to test it with a few different forms of water. And
including snow.
Including snow. We'll get to that in a minute.
Because it's snowing outside.
So think of this like a countertop reverse osmosis system, but instead of being permanently installed under your sink, you can take this with you. It's designed to travel. You don't have to do a fixed install, although it does come with the tubing to do so. You can do this on a house setup, or you could do this on a camper van or an off-site location that has the ability to tube things up. So it doesn't require any plumbing or drilling. So again, without having to install anything under your sink or install anything at home, but it is a fairly big size unit.
Now, before any of you guys get the wrong idea, this is not a backpacking product. The thing weighs 19 pounds, so if you're hiking 12 miles, but if you're in a van, an RV, a car, setup, anything like that, it's gonna fit in perfectly.
I think the first thing that I noticed, the build quality. Now, keep in mind, it's not a cheap product.
$470.
It's about $470, so it's not a cheap product. You do get a stainless steel shell, which is great because it's easy to clean, easy to wipe down, hygienic, if you're using it, especially if you're using it outside. So this feels and looks and feels like a real appliance. So you can pull the tanks out, fill them, clean them, and the tanks are BPA free, which is obviously something that's important. The system has multiple power options as you'd expect for something that can use at home or for travel. You can run it on a 110 volt wall power at home, or vehicle use 12 volt, which is actually pretty impressive, and a 24 volt if you can find a power station where you're camping.
Now let's talk filtration. So this uses a 100 GPD reverse osmosis membrane. It also has an integrated booster pump. That's important because RO systems usually need water pressure to work. This one can generate its own pressure.
Water pressure comes from the unit itself. A lot of these systems require some other kind of pump, all built in here. So at the price point, one of the things that they highlight on their site is the price point you get that pump generation instead of having to buy something separate.
Cool.
So the source tank, which is the one here in the back, is 3 liters. The pure water tank, which is right here in the front, is about 1.5 liters. Not a huge tank of storage.
It's like small batches.
Right, small batches. The real key here is that it's meant to produce clean water fast in those small batches. You're filling that clean tank in around a minute, which is pretty impressive. So you can kind of constantly be filling it and running it at a pretty quick speed.
We're gonna test it live.
Yeah. We're gonna test it live. We'll even time it so you get a sense of how quick it went through the filtration. I actually thought this part was really cool. It has a built-in hot water function. Think about that. If you're out camping and you're on a location somewhere, you can actually get hot water out of this. Up to 85 degrees Celsius, and they do have 2 different units, one with a hot water function, one without. This one has it. So you can make tea, coffee, instant meals, even warm water for your baby bottles if you're with your family. One key limitation, to use the hot water function, you have to be plugged into that AC 110 volt. So this won't run off of the 12 volt or the 24 volt.
So the system actually has a touchscreen. You get temperature display, filtration status. It includes things like parental control, which I thought was pretty interesting. And I like that because if you got kids around, there's hot water involved, like you don't want the kids, you know how that can go.
All right, so one thing that I do know about filtration systems, maintenance is part of it. There's always some maintenance involved. Purifier claims you can replace the filters in this in about 5 seconds. So very quick. They show a video on their website. It looks pretty easy to do. The replacement schedule is simple. The pack filter gets replaced every 6 months. The osmosis membrane gets replaced every 12 months. They are clear that you should use original filters, so that was one thing that I noted from their site. And so you do have to obviously consider the long-term costs with filter replacements.
Now we're going to test it with tap water from our house, bottled water, and distilled water.
And if it works, snow water. We have like 4 feet of snow outside, and I don't have a stream nearby or a lake. So
we were going to go to the stream, but it started snowing anyway.
Yeah, so I did get some snow. I'll put a quick clip of that in here of me showing the snow. It's just it's. I must have looked crazy out in the yard with a scooping up a bowl of snow.
They should know it's for reverse osmosis.
Right, for reverse osmosis. So we're going to test it with that, but most concerned with our tap water and bottled water, and I do have some distilled water. We
and
should
like
see
the complexity of how it's going to work.
So we're going to test this with a Verify TDS meter. So this measures quality per million, the TDS in parts per million, and gives us a little bit of an example here to go off of to see the quality of the water before and after.
Basically, the lower the number, the better.
So we expect the distilled water to be probably better or at least as good as purified water from here. I don't even think you're going to get much of a score on this meter. 0.
It was 1 for a sec. It's like 0 to 1.
It went to like 1 for a second. It's leading. Right. It's reading as a 0, so you can kind of see that up here. So we're not going to run that through.
No, boy, it could only get worse.
Yeah, it could probably get worse. All right. So next we're going to try bottled water. This is, relatively inexpensive bottled water. Nature's Promise. I don't really know much about them. You can open that up. I would expect some measurement here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, not bad. Not a bad.
Not that bad.
Okay, that's good. Oh no,
that's fine. That we're right. What? It's water.
All right, I'll do this one. So we got this turned on. It's at 0.
Wow!
Whoa! I was not expecting. I'm gonna hold this.
174.
Let me get you to the camera up top so you know we're not making that. 174. I mean, it's in the moderate.
Yeah.
Moderate range.
Okay, well, the red made it look like it was a bigger deal than it actually was.
It's not in the exceeds or elevated, but 174, I would not expect bottled water to be a 174. So, all right, well, let's run it through the machine. So, stay here, Nick. You got
I thought we were going to the outside to get snow.
No, not yet. We're not on the snow yet. So we're going to do this live, like we said. We're going to pour this in. All right, that should be enough. Put the cover on. You just got to make sure that this fits back in. Pretty easy. So we're going to start it right now because as soon as I clock that in, you can see on the front, it's reading about 168. So what did we get? We got 174.
So once it's done, does it go up front or does it just stay here?
It's going to go up front as it runs it through the system.
Okay.
So as it's running through here, it's telling you the 168 was a start. It's telling you it's giving you an output of 5. So a minute 24.
Not bad.
Bottled water, we got 174 and purified it to a 5. So now we've got tap water. We're using tap water right from the house.
Straight from the kitchen.
Straight from the kitchen. So I'm going to turn this on. Ooh. Wow. Well, I guess it was kind of what I'm expecting. So let's show
250.
that. 250.
Wow.
So, there's always that talk about should you drink your tap water. 250 is in
moderate.
The high moderate. I thought the bottled water was actually high for bottled water, but 250 is definitely pretty high, I would say. So we're going to pop this on. We filled this whole thing with the tap water.
I like that it automatically goes.
So I'm going to start the timer again. Should be about the same amount of time. We're only going to do a small batch. It ran its first section through at about 58 seconds.
Yeah.
So again, very quick for that, but it's still running because we put a little bit more water in there. But I would say it's still only going to be a couple minutes to give you a good small batch.
Yeah, it's also making the water much better.
Yeah. All right, so there's a little bit left in there. I don't know if you can see it.
It's Olaf.
This is Olaf. He's done. Don't know how exactly I'm going to do this. I guess I'm going to get some water here. I probably could have just put this in there. But
yeah, I don't know what
I haven't tested snow very much. I have no idea what this is going to be. Wow.
44.
So let's hold that. That's actually, I guess I'm surprised. 46. Snow from the deck of our house
better than
is
water.
Better than the bottled water.
3 times better.
So that's kind of interesting.
That's terrifying.
I mean, we can run it through here. I guess we're... Good thing there's no electrical here. We're obviously going to get the same result.
Yeah, still going to go to like 1 through 5. But theoretically, if you live somewhere where there's a lot of snow, you can just buy one of these and just keep it going.
Melting your snow.
Yeah, I mean, really.
So one thing I wanted to show you is it's going to be a little bit hard for me to hit it here from this side, but that's where you get the fresh water from. And that's also the button beside it. I'll show you a close-up of that is where you turn on the heated system. So very simple to use. And it works great. I think for quality, For ease of use, for great output at 5, it's always 5 or below, it seemed like on the tests that we ran. I would recommend it. And it's, you know, it's a fairly expensive product at $470, but you don't need a separate pump. It all works in one unit. Works
Cold and hot.
Cold and hot, and you can use it at home or camping
Child's
or
lock.
travel. And it has the child lock system as well.
We're definitely not experts on this, but I mean, if we're using it fine, then I think it's pretty simple to use. So that's
Very
definitely
simple.
a plus. I think that some people like seriously do need stuff like this too. So I think that being simple to use, being relatively portable at about 20 pounds, just under, there's no big complaints here. Like honestly, I think it's actually really good.
So we're not going to give it a score like we usually do because I don't think we know enough about these systems, but I would recommend it. It's a buy for us, especially if you're looking for this type of system. We'll be back soon with some new content, some new tech gear, and that's it.
Subscribe for clean water near you.
It's not a bad point. All right, that's it. Thanks.